All right, today in this video, we're gonna be writing a graphing calculator program in AppLab. It looks a little like this and very few lines of code to actually get the turtle here to go around and graph a parabola, uh, 1/4 x squared plus 2. All right, let's go ahead and get started. You're gonna go and you can use this AppLab tutorial document that we have, and then you're gonna go to studio.code.org. That I have a different video that if you have questions about signing in, you can do that. And then you're just going to go to My Projects, clicking on the name up here. And in there, you're going to go to AppLab. You click on AppLab, and it's going to create a new project for you. The first thing I recommend you do is you rename the project to GraphingCalculator. Okay, we'll save that. The next thing we're going to need to do is get a background. That's the Cartesian plane. What you can do is you can go to the Design tab here. You're going to click on this Choose Link here. You're going to click on a Link to Image, and you're going to type in this URL. And that will allow you to put in a Cartesian plane. For right now, I have it drawn 8 to 8. I've drawn it out so that the pixels line up with the pixels in code.org. So I would recommend definitely starting with that one. And when you go back to code, now we need to start writing some code for getting the turtle to move around. So you can write code by going to these blocks here, the blue blocks here for turtle. And the first thing we're going to do is ask the turtle to take its pen up, because wherever the turtle is, if it's going to move around the screen, its pen is in the default is in the down position, and it'll start drawing lines, and it'll look like it'll drawing across the screen there. So we move the pen up so we can move the turtle into position. We're going to need a few variables. These are you can talk about these in your algebra class. These variables here, we're of course going to need an x variable. So the default here is var x equals, and then you're going to put in a default value of -5. Let me zoom in a little bit here. And we're going to need, of course, a variable y. So you can drag this over here, and then you could just type y in, and that will declare variable y. And we are going to need a variable dx. That's going to be our step variable, right? When you're graphing here along the x-axis, x is going to have a step from one plotting point to the next. And I'm going to actually let dx have an initial value of 0.2. So I'm going to put in here 0.2, and we're going to move on from there. Now, in order to do this in a loop, we're going to have to iterate and do it for all these different pixels all the way across. So we're going to write a loop that's going to be in your blue control, and we're going to write a while loop, and we're going to go while x is less than or equal to 5. Since we start x at -5, we're going to continue while x is less than or equal to +5. So we can type an x in there, and while x is less than or equal to 5, we're ready to go. And I got that in the yellow math. We got that Boolean operator there, less than or equal to. All right, what do we need to do in our while loop? We need to update our y variable. Well, our y variable here, we can, updating the y variable, we can bring that over and type in y. And then here, we're going to make a call to our function f of x. All right, the default name is my function. We're going to change that to f. And then we're going to let y equal f of x, just like you would do in your math class. And we'll don't worry, we will make function f very soon. And of course, now to get the turtle to move, that's going to be in the turtle, and we're going to ask it to move specifically to our XY points. This is where it's going to look a little bit different than what you're used to. What we need to do is we need to type in 160 plus 20 times X. And the reason we do that is, and then I'm going to put in 160 minus 20 times Y. And let me explain, we need to do that because 160 is the center of our window. We're stuck with that in in graphics windows because the origin is actually here, 0, 0. Y increases going down, X increases going to the right. It's sort of like a spreadsheet of pixels. So it's a matrix or a 2D array of pixels. So in order to convert that to Cartesian, we have to do 160 plus. And then the times 20, that's just to convert the 8 so that, of course, 8 times 20 is 160. We can go into more into depth later, but right now we're going to finish and we're going to draw a dot, and we'll draw a dot of size 2. And then we need to increase our x variable by our step. So x will increase by x plus dx. And then pretty soon we'll be done. All we need to do is create our function. See this error here? We haven't defined our function f, so we're going to do that right now. So we're going to take this one here, my function x, n that takes a parameter here. That's going to be f of x. And what do we want to define it to be? Well, we need to specifically return, and this is where you can sort of pick your own function that you want. In the tutorial guide, I have, I think it was 1/4 times x squared, x times x, and then plus 2. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit run. Oh, I'm going to change the speed here so that we can see more of it running. And you're going to hit run, and there, there you have it. It's actually drawing and going through all this code, and you've just created a graphing calculator program. I hope you had fun with that, and there are other videos to come. So check out some of the other videos for other graphing apps.